Your tone of voice is costing you sales and you don't even know it. Now, check this out. I'm going to say the same sentence 3 different ways, and I want you to watch how it makes you feel completely different about me. Okay, ready? This product will change your life. Now, listen to this. This product will change your life. Now, listen to this. This product will change your life. Same words, totally different impact, right? Now, here's what most people don't get. Your brain processes tone before words. When someone's tone doesn't match their message, your nervous system flags it as danger. It's a bit like when someone says, I'm fine, but you know their voice is shaking and you don't actually believe them. But here's where it gets crazy. Most entrepreneurs are sabotaging their own sales with weak, uncertain tone. They'll spend thousands on perfect copy, killer offers, amazing products, and then deliver it like they're asking for permission. Now think about it. When you hear someone speak with authority, you automatically assume that they know what they're talking about. When they sound uncertain, you question everything that they say. So the difference between making a sale and losing one is often coming down to 3 things: where you pause, how you drop your voice, and whether you sound like a leader or you're begging for approval. Now, here's the secret. Confident people pause after making statements. Uncertain people rush through them. And leaders drop their voice right at the end of sentences. Salespeople raise it like they're asking a question. So your tone reveals a lot about you. So the real question is this: how much money are you leaving on the table right now because your nervous system is betraying your message? Well, let's figure out what we can do about it right now in this video. My name's Jason James. Over the last decade, I've taken what I used to do in psychiatric nursing and applied it right here into sales. I'm the only psychiatric nurse in the world teaching sales right now, taking all of those influence skills and applying it to this wonderful industry that we're in. And guess what? As a result of that, that's allowed me to personally close over 22 million in deals, and my clients have gone on to generate over 200 million and growing using what I call my invisible sales method. It's the only one in the world that exists of this caliber because I'm using highly influential psychological persuasion techniques that are not just used in psychiatric nursing, but are also used by Secret Service and high-level negotiators all around the world. And I want to put this into sales so that you guys can help people make the right decision. So let's get stuck into your tone of voice. Look, at the end of the day, I've hinted at it already in this video. If you are talking to a prospect with what we call questioning tones, this is where you use a higher pitched tone, which sounds like you're asking for permission or asking a question. Guess what starts to happen? It puts you on the back foot and it puts the prospect in control because it's almost like you're asking for permission. Now, a common way that you see this happening a lot of the times with sales professionals is when they get asked what the investment is or what the price is. So they say, well, what's the price to work with you, or what's the cost, etc., etc. And most sales professionals will unfortunately say, well, it's only £20,000 or it's only 20,000. You see the tone there? It's only 20,000. Sounds like I'm asking for permission. Whereas the ones who get it are not saying that. What they're saying is, well, the investment is only 20,000. You see what that's going? It's like a command tone. It's going down. It's only 20,000. And the key around this is to understand that you are basically using a command tone. You can even do this when you're asking a question. Rather than say, when would you like to start? You would say, when would you like to start? It's a command tone. Do you see where I'm going with this? So, but you've got to learn how to control it because unfortunately, whether you like it or not, you are running patterns that you have inherited over the years. These are your life patterns, things that you've developed over the years. And these are things that you've learned from teachers and parents and other people around you. And often we are using questioning tones in a lot of what we do. It's almost like we're looking for permission for a lot of things that we do. Now, I've done lots of different videos on this, and in fact, inside of my academy where I teach my students, we work on this a lot, and that's the inner work. What's going on with you right now? Because a lot of us, our own self-worth affects how we show up in calls. Our own self-worth affects how we project our voice. For example, if you're not good with yourself and you're speaking to someone who perhaps it has higher status than you, and this happens a lot in sales, especially for independent closers. They're talking to big decision makers. They're talking to people who've got more money than them. If you don't feel good about yourself, when you speak to someone who's got more money than you, you're naturally going to put yourself down below them, and your tone is going to come out in a different way where you're trying to kind of appease them, right? So, but if you're good with yourself and you're like, hey, listen, I don't care how much money you've got, like I have a solution to your problem. And it doesn't matter how much money you got, you're not going to figure it out on your own, and you need to invest in me, and we need each other. We need to coexist. Hey, listen, you're using other people's knowledge, guy. Like, I'm using other people's money. Yeah, I'm leveraging your money, but you're leveraging my knowledge. Like, we have equal value to give in this situation. When you go into it like that, you don't put the prospect on a pedestal, right? Now, if you don't put a prospect on a pedestal, your tone isn't going to be one of asking for permission. Is this making sense? So look, I don't want to go into too much of that right now, because like I said, it's something that I cover in a lot of my other YouTube videos, and I also work in more depth with my clients in my Invisible Sales Academy on this. But I want you to understand something. How you conduct your tone is very, very important. Okay. Now, your voice in itself. Look, as a speaker, I'll tell you now, I've spent years training people in public speaking and speaking from the stage, like selling from the stage, selling on webinars. How you use your voice is very, very important. Now, there are a multitude of things that we consider when we're using our voice. So obviously, tone is one thing, okay? Tone is one thing, all right? Is it a high-pitched tone? Is it a lower tone? Is it a mid-range tone? And there's a time for all of them, okay? Then we've got pace. How fast are you speaking? Are you speaking really quickly, or are you speaking slowly? It really, really depends. And then lastly, there's something called projection. Okay, how loud are you projecting your voice? Are you projecting it across the room, or are you talking quietly because you want to bring someone in to a little secret? Think about it, okay? All of these things are things that matter, and they can massively control a conversation. But essentially, to keep it simple, your tone, your pace, and your projection, if you can take those three things and play with those three, if you think of them like three dials, if you played with them enough, you'd find the winning formula for you. Now, I can't give you the winning formula because A, I don't know you, A, I don't know your product, A, I don't know your service, and I don't know who your avatar is, who you're selling to. So what I do with my clients is, when we're working together, is we try and line these up. We go, right, how do we adjust these dials to make them match who you are as a person, the product that you're selling, and the person that you're selling to? Because everyone is different. Everything's different, okay? For example, right now, if you were selling to kids, you want to use your big boy voice, you'd use your kiddie voice, right? You play around with your voice a little bit because you're talking to kids. They're like, would you like one more of these? Yay, let's go, right? You change your voice. Okay, maybe the kids one wasn't a great example. I was exaggerating just to make a point. But my point is that if you can adjust the dials on your tone, on your pace, on your projection, depending on where you are at in a sales conversation, you start to lead the conversation more. Because as I said in the beginning, people hear your tone before they hear your words. I want to say that again. And if you're taking notes, I want you to write it down. People hear your tone before they hear your voice. That's it. It's a bit like, I don't know. Have you ever had someone ask you to do something, but their tone was off? You ever had that? They asked you to do something, but the tone was off? Like, for example, I can tell you right now to put that phone down. Put that phone down. You're like, how dare you? How rude. But if I asked you, may you put that phone down? Same words, pretty much, different tone. Yeah, it's the tone they hear, not the words. So I want you to start thinking about it. How can I start using my voice in a way that makes people feel that is congruent with what I'm saying? Now, in sales, you want to be certain about your offer, because nobody wants to buy a dose of uncertainty, right? No prospect wants to feel uncertain about what's going on here. Nobody wants to feel uncertain. So if the prospect, think about it like this. If the prospect is already feeling uncertain about their situation, and you present with an uncertain tone, do you think they're going to buy from you? No, because it's going to repel. It's like two negatives on a magnet. It's going to repel. They don't want to buy more of what they've already got, which is more uncertainty. So what does that tell you? Whatever's missing in your prospect, they must find in you. Please write that down. Whatever's missing in your prospect, they must find in you. So if your prospect is lacking certainty, they must find certainty in you. If your prospect is lacking confidence, they must find confidence in you. If your prospect is lacking self-esteem, they must see self-esteem in you. Is this making sense? I hope you're connecting the dots here, because at the end of the day, voids are what attract people to you. And if they've got an empty space and you know how to fill it, they're going to be attracted to you. And all of that, my friends, gets controlled by the tone of your voice. Make sense? So look, I could talk for ages on this. However, the best thing that I could do for you right now is to extend my hand to you and offer you one opportunity to apply, for us to have a conversation. And by the way, I have a 0 pitch policy on my first conversation with you. I just want to get to know you. I want to find out whether it's something that I can help you with. And if I can, great, I will. And if I can't, I'll give you some advice. I might even give you some free stuff that you can use there and then to go and accelerate your sales right now. But conversations cost nothing, because at the end of the day, I take a couple of people every single month inside of my Invisible Sales Academy. So whether you are an individual selling your own products or services, or you're a closer selling someone else's products or services, I can take you on inside of my academy. If you have a team of people that you manage and you want to develop your team, or you'd like me to come and train them, or you'd like them to go through my programs, then we can also have a conversation on our corporate package. Okay, so we've got lots of different ways to help people no matter where you are in your sales journey. And this is why I love having sales conversations, because I want to prescribe a bespoke solution for you rather than cookie cutter it and shove you into something that you don't need. Okay, so whether you've got a small budget or a big budget, we can help you. But like I said, there's no pitching on the first conversation. So somewhere around this video, there'll either be a link in the description, or you can comment the word sales in the comments down below, and I'll personally reach out to you and send you an invitation to apply to have a conversation. That will either be with me directly or one of my executive team, depending on when you apply to speak to us. And let's have a chat, because at the end of the day, I'd love to serve you with this stuff. It's changing lives of sales professionals up and down the country, all over the world. And I'd love you to be next, because when you understand the invisible sales method and how quickly we can apply it into your business, and by the way, we can get you winning within 24 hours without having to do any further training. That's how powerful it is. Most of the time with training, you've got to take loads of time off the floor. Look, with just a couple of tweaks, we can help you, because at the end of the day, we help you understand yourself real quick. We give you frames and things that you can use rather than scripts. So rather than use a script, we actually just memorize 7 words. So why would you want a script? Just use my 7 words. Just by doing those 2 things, you'll make more sales tomorrow. And then thirdly, we look at your actual offer and your pitch, and we shape it around the prospect's problems. Like we reshape your pitch based on the prospect's problems and do it in a way which connects with their inner psyche in a way that makes them go, take my money. Making sense? So if you want to learn more about that, conversations cost nothing. There'll be no pitching to you on this conversation. Just comment sales down below, or click on the link that's somewhere around this video and apply to have a chat with us. So let's see if we can get you onto the academy. All right. But other than that, do me one more favor before you go. Whether you work with me or not is entirely up to you. How you can serve me and how I can serve you is by me continuing to put this content out. For me to continue to put this content out, we need to make sure that we're consistently growing the channel and getting more views. As you can probably tell, I'm trying to grow this channel right now. So with your help, I genuinely believe we can get more people to listen to this stuff. It's unique. It's stuff that people don't really know enough about. And I know people talk about psychology in sales, but there's psychology in sales and then there's another layer. That's where I want to get people to, right? So if you can like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, it will get more people watching this stuff. And better still, if you can share this video with someone that you care about, a colleague, someone in sales, I promise you it will massively help them, but it will also help me, and I'll be very, very grateful. So make sure you do that. And until next time, I wish you all the wealth, health, success, and happiness that you truly deserve.